Hello everybody, this is just a little short what I eat in a day as somebody who consumes high protein, who tries to stick to clean eating. I've lost over 35 pounds at this point, and really sticking to that high protein has made me feel fantastic along with the weight loss. A few things to remember is I do have PCOS, so I need to limit my carbs more than most people should. Here I'm just making my regular coffee with some raw heavy cream from our local dairy farm here nearby, as well as some homemade simple syrup I made with organic cane sugar, and then a little bit of vitamin D with K2. And for breakfast this morning I had half a cup, actually I think this was about 2 cups, or one cup, 2 servings of cottage cheese. I have taken food sensitivity tests, and I react to gluten, sugar, and dairy. However, dairy does not seem to negatively affect me, so I do not restrict it because it's a great source of protein. And of course, water. For lunch around 1 o'clock, I made eggs. We have chickens, so these are from our chicken's eggs, and they're new layers, so the eggs are tiny. I did make 4 eggs, but I counted them as 3. I also added some whole raw milk to my eggs. I do not usually count my carbs or my protein anymore. I'm strictly doing this for this video, so things might not be perfectly measured or accurate. Usually with this, I would have sausage. We have some nice turkey sausage that we consume on a regular basis, but we were all out. So instead, I grabbed a couple of my kids' organic hot dogs from Aldi. They don't have any preservative or nitrates, which is nice. I react to nitrates really bad. I feel like garbage after eating them. So these hot dogs are an easy, quick source of protein for myself that also I feel comfortable giving my kids. So as far as macro counting goes, I just try to stick to a higher protein count than I am consuming in carbs. That ends up being quite a bit more protein than carbs just because of the foods that I consume. When I started macro counting, I did also track fats, but I've learned that fats is more of just a filler for my diet, so I don't really pay attention to that whatsoever. I also don't do any more calorie counting, as I've learned what my body wants and needs. I've learned that the protein and the carbs is really what makes the difference, and as far as calorie goes, I don't usually go overboard just because the protein is so filling. So this was my lunch, and then I also added some shredded cheese that I shredded. I try to stay away from the pre-shredded cheese just because of all the palm oils. And this is some organic ketchup from Aldi, just a little bit. Yum, yum. As far as supplements go, I take this beef liver supplement. I take this specific iron. I also take adrenal cortex for my high cortisol levels. That has really helped, actually. And I also take some vitamin C, and the vitamin C is to help with iron absorption as well. All of these supplements were based off of my specific blood work and recommended to me by my naturopath doctor. So obviously do your research and use your supplements based off your actual body, not what you think you need, because that's important as well. As well as supplements, I try to remember to grab a pinch of my Celtic sea salt. Usually with each cup of water throughout the day that I have. Like today I drank 3 of these large glasses, but I think I grabbed only 1 pinch of salt. So I try to keep on top of it, but sometimes I don't always get it. I did have quite an addiction to pop for my entire life from what I can remember. I drank diet pop, but it still has so many chemicals in it, just wasn't worth it. So I have this soda stream that I use to create sparkling water. And I used to use bottled sparkling water, but this is just so much more cost effective. I have at least 1 of these a day, sometimes a couple, which I feel perfectly okay with because it's water. It has a splash of lemon juice in it, so it kind of makes like a sparkling lemonade. And there's no calories or carbs in the lemon juice. And then I also use a splash of my simple syrup. For dinner today, I made a taco mac. I usually cook what I feel like cooking, not necessarily what I feel like eating. But I did have some of this taco mac. I don't know what the protein carb content was. I try to grab more ground beef rather than the noodles. For snack, I had these protein puffs. They're super good. They're from Aldi. And then I had homemade peanut chocolate clusters. Thanks for following along with me today, guys. And this is what I eat in a day.